Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. I have on the line the guru himself, Coach Van Pettaway. Coach, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. I feel fantastic. I had another great weekend of predicting on these wins and losses on the SWAC football schedule. So I'm feeling good.
You feel now? Was it that great of a weekend, Coach?
I would consider it great. I mean, when you don't miss, when you can make good on more than you make bad, I think it's a good thing.
Okay, because I know we had we had a little agreement or disagreement.
Yeah. But it still put me ahead. So we'll see as we go through.
Well, look, my loss comes, of course, from my beloved Panthers. But like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, sir.
Yeah.
We just created another chaotic scene. And I guess we got the door wide open, so we might well walk on through it, right?
Okay, yes. All right. First up on the docket, we're going to go down to Itta, Mississippi, where Florida A&M drove down to Itta to play Mississippi Valley, and they won that game 31-7. I'm going to give Florida A&M an A for being able to play a very strong football game on the road. And Mississippi Valley, I'm going to give them a C in this one.
I'm giving FAMU an A- because of the slow start, and it could be because of the travel, and for the most part, Valley did play tough that first half. But if Valley, they awoken from their sleepwalk or sleep ride, and they finished out. And I'm giving Valley a C for their effort as well, sir.
Right. All right, next up, we're going to go out to Houston, Texas, where Texas Southern played host to Lincoln out of California. TSU won that game 52-7. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give Texas Southern an A for bouncing back, winning at home against a inferior opponent.
Yeah, I'll give them an A, but that's probably going to be the best they get for the rest of the year. Of course, the latest news that the official announcement that Body has redshirted for a medical redshirt year. So it's really going to be up in the air on how these Texas Southern Tigers end up the rest of the season.
Yep, I think that's going to be a big loss for them. You know, I had Texas Southern on the rise in the West, but without him, I don't think they can pull it off.
Absolutely.
Right. All right, next up, it was Southern going to Pine Bluff. They won that game 27-0. I'm going to give I'm going to give Texas Southern an A for the win. And Pine Bluff, they're going to get a D. They're playing at home, and they can't get on the board.
Right. Well, Southern did rebound, and Southern all of a sudden in position to start to try to make a run. So I'm in agreement. I'll give them an A. And I'm going to give Pine Bluff, I got to give them a C- for the fact they were at home and you got shut out. I know they're still trying to figure some things out and still winning the press conferences, but I got to get a little bit better effort being at home, especially.
Right. All right, and then in Montgomery, and this is where we both had a difference. Alcorn State went down to Montgomery, and they won that game 23-20 over Alabama State. I'm going to give Alcorn an A in that game, and I'm going to have to give Alabama State a C because I had them ranked a little bit high going into the preseason, and I don't think they're living up to their billing.
Well, they're not living up to the expectation, but believe it or not, Coach, I'm going to give both of these guys an A. And the reason I'm doing that, it was a very competitive game, back-to-back 23-20 results for Alcorn, although they were on the winning side of this one. But I thought it was a very high-spirited, competitive game, and it lived up to the expectations that I was looking for.
Right. All right, and now that takes us to our alma maters. I'll start with Alabama A&M first. We played host to Tuskegee University for homecoming, one of the largest crowds in our stadium's history. at over 26,000. And Dr. Prince, they still had this thing about a sellout and a hard sellout. Well, they sold 26,000 tickets, but there were not 26,000 people in the stadium. And Alabama A&M won that game 58-3. I'm going to give my Bulldogs an A. Coach Maynard gave his team an A. He said they executed in all three facets of the game. So I'm going to give the Bulldogs an A.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to give them an A, especially what Tuskegee had been already proven to be able to do this season, and very strong-looking team. Now, I want to touch just on this hard sellout and the sellout. How many you think were in attendance in the stadium, not on the fields or on the hill, but in the stadium itself?
Well, in the stadium, we probably had maybe 18,000. And it was not full because on the visitor side, you could clearly see that and it could be because the sun was on that side at 2:00 in the afternoon, so people they probably ran from the sun. But they had another 40 or 50 outside now in the tailgate area and on the ground. So the sellout was there because they sold out tickets, I think, starting Wednesday. Wednesday they were making the announcement there were no more tickets to be had. And some of the students made a killing too because you could buy tickets for about $200 and they were going like hotcakes.
Wow. Well, here's the thing, Coach. Whether it was $200, $20, why buy a ticket if you're not going to go into the game?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
that's mesmerizing, but it is what it is.
Right. And then your Prairie View Panthers went out to Dallas to play Grambling. Grambling won that game 35-20. We both felt like your Panthers would come out on top in that game, and that was a little interesting. So I'm going to give Grambling an A. I'm going to give a Prairie View a B in that game.
I am going to be a little stiffer. I'm going to give PV a B minus. The reason being, too many penalties, too many setbacks, and I got to give Grambling an A plus. Grambling was aggressive from start to finish. They dictated the flow of that game. Now there was a hint of controversy, but I don't consider it as much. But it was something taken notice. With 39 seconds remaining, Prairie View turns the ball over on downs at the 3-yard line. No timeouts remaining. And Grambling punches it in from 3 yards out, where folks thought that they should have taken a knee. And because the game was already secured and over with. At that time it was 29-20. And they scored and went for 2, and it ended up being 35-20. But I'm going to agree to disagree. Even if you put your reserves in and you're at the 3-yard line, the reserves want to score too.
Absolutely.
You know, and the defense has to finish what they started, you know. And if they were trying to, as you think, run it up, then try to stop them, A, then try to create a turnover. But that's the buzz right now on the campus and in the atmosphere of PV Nation right now. But we have to get over that and chalk it up as lesson learned and move forward.
Right, they got to because they got to bounce back. They'll be playing next week. And so that concluded the SWAC play. And then as a tiebreaker, we had A&T at Norfolk State. That was a 28-26 win for A&T at Norfolk. So that gives you the top prize for the week because I went with the home team. I went with my heart and went with Norfolk State, and you went with A&T. So you definitely won the week. And that leads us up into the next week. This coming week. We're going to start off in Montgomery, Alabama, where Alabama State will be hosting Bethune-Cookman. And I think Alabama State, they're ready to win at home. I think Coach might be on the hot seat by now because I know their fans are expecting more out of this ball club. So I'm going to go with the home team, Alabama State, in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't know necessarily about the hot seat, but I'm going to be in agreement that the Hornets will find a way to win at home.
Okay. Next up, we'll go down to Lorman, Mississippi, where Grambling will visit Alcorn State. I'm going to stay with the home team right now. I'm going to stay with Alcorn State.
Well, I got to stay with Alcorn State for logical reasons and for emotional reasons. I need Alcorn to handle Grambling. Gotcha. Okay, so we can kind of keep this thing jumbled up. Yeah, we got to get back in this thing. You know, we dropped the ball, but doesn't mean we don't have work to do. But I need Alcorn to win this one this week. So Alcorn, help your brothers, your other brothers of the purple and gold out, please, this week, sir.
All right. Well, now here's the game of the week. Florida A&M going down to Baton Rouge to take on Southern.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I believe in the Rattlers, so I'm going to go with Florida A&M.
Hey, Coach, if you recall us talking before the season ever started, I picked not Valley, but FAMU to go 10-1. I picked them to go 10-1.
Yep.
And if I'm going to stay on their premise, sir, regardless of the quarterback challenges that they're experiencing, I believe FAMU will find a way to be successful on the road, sir.
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you. And now to our alma maters. All right, I'll start with us first. We take on Alabama A&M takes on Jackson State in Mobile. I've got to stay with the Bulldogs. I think we're ready. So I'm going with the Bulldogs on this one.
Ooh, Coach, this is the one that had, well, actually the other one got me nervous too, but it's been considered a neutral site, even though you're in Mobile. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, Coach, I'm still trying. I know I caught up a little bit this week, but I got to try to leapfrog you. And only because of that, I'm going to have to pick Jackson on this.
Okay. All right, sir. That's no problem. And then your alma mater, your Prairie View Panthers, you play host to Mississippi Valley. This is a no-brainer. I'm going with PV.
Okay. You say no-brainer, my friend. But let me remind you, for the past 2 consecutive years, Mississippi Valley has done a number on my beloved Panthers. Let me also remind you, sir, that in the last 6 or 7 contests with Mississippi schools, my beloved Panthers are 1-6.
Well, they're going to be 2-7 after Saturday.
Well, and I'm going to have to agree with you, because if there has never been a match lit up under someone, that match has been lit this week. And let me serve notice to PV Nation. Your team needs you to show up. Your team needs encouragement. Your team needs a boost. Your team needs to feel like they are playing at home. I don't care about a hard sellout or salsa. I need butts in the seat for this week. Please, PV Nation. And with all that, I'm picking the Panthers to find a way.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Well, with us splitting, we don't have to go to the MEAC as a tiebreaker this week. And the other reason is the MEAC, there's not a MEAC contest between 2 teams. Everybody in the MEAC is playing somewhere else. They just don't have enough participants.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I know that it is what it is, and we got to figure some things out, but that's what I love about this Southwestern Athletic Conference. So the competition and the spirit level is high. And you never know what's going to happen. And we still, Coach, we still got a game that's going to sneak up on both of us that we're not anticipating. Man, didn't see that one coming. And all I can say is I hope it's not this week when it comes to my Panthers. I hope it's not this week, sir.
And then the other thing, too, that I think we should mention, the SWAC should be proud that in terms of television coverage this week, you got HBCU Go, you got ESPN and ESPNU for 3 different ball games, 3 out of the 5 games that are being played this weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I will, since you brought that up, and it might sound partial, but none of them are putting money in my pocket. But I'm preferring HBCU Go's coverage a little bit better than that of ESPN for the simple fact that they actually bring people to the game. In the case last week, Grambling Prairie View, I'm being told that there were some technical challenges for the broadcast. We were producing the radio version ourselves, but they didn't have actual crew there. They did it remotely, and they had some technical hiccups.
Wow.
And, yeah, so you're doomed if you do and doomed if you don't, right? But you do get the exposure, but what good is the exposure if it's not a crisp presentation of the products on the tube? But none of that being said,
right. But hey, Doc, we had a double dose. You had HBCU Go with Charlie Neal. They did a wonderful job with the broadcast, and then Jay Walker, he stayed around and he participated all weekend in our activities. Jay Walker from ESPN. And he was in town the entire weekend, and he did his show from A&M's campus. So we had a double dose of publicity coming out of Alabama A&M this past weekend.
Well, good for you, man. Good for you. You know, and so that's why y'all showed up with all them points?
That was a godsend, man. We needed that, man. Yep.
Well, look.
They should have saved some for this Saturday, though. Make sure that they still got some in it. A few bullets left in the chamber.
Well, I hope Prairie View has an overload of bullets this weekend and find a way to resurrect themselves from the state of Mississippi and find a way to come out on top and stay out on top.
Right.
But nonetheless, it will be what it has to be. Well, Coach, you and I both have an appointment for some conference call doing with SWAC basketball. So with that being said, sir, I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments for this week's wrap-up.
Okay, well, this has been a very exciting season so far. I'm grateful and I'm thankful to be a part of this, and I look forward to next week. And I want you to continue to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing because it is sorely needed. We really need this out there for the public. And thank you for what you do.
Well, sir, thank you for being a part of it, and thank you all for listening in each and every day here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Of course, you can follow me on what they call it Twitter X right now, at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and do visit the website, obnradio.com, for our 24-hour stream. All you have to do is click on the 24-hour link, and you'll have hidden content that you didn't know even existed right here from the Open Mic Broadcast Network. He is the guru, the godfather of athletics for the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Coach Van Pettaway, and I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.